What's up everyone? Very excited for today's video. We actually got some brand new Canon products that are coming out, or I guess, yeah, technically they're coming out at the time of the video. We got the RF600mm F4 L series, and then we have the RF400mm F2.8 L series. This is my first time ever shooting with telephotos of this nature. Now, you're looking at the video and you're like, well, Justin, that's almost as tall as you with the hood on. So yes, they do look like they're a little bit heavy, but they're a lot lighter than its predecessor. And I'm not talking about the third generation of EF lenses in the same focal length. I'm talking about the second generation. Now, a little bit of history about these lenses. I want to go back to 2018. So that release of these lenses are almost the exact same optically, but the size as well was mounds lighter than our predecessors, the version 2 600 and 400. Those were roughly around 8 pounds. These are roughly around 6 pounds each. So shaving off that little amount of weight, you're actually able to do the shooting that we're planning on doing today. We're here at the Austin Zoo. It is a rescue zoo, and we're actually able to walk around, handheld this. I don't have to be on the sidelines at a football game, you know, with the monopod, carrying it around that way. So the size of this is the one thing that I do want to really touch on, because these are manageable to carry around with you. And they look large, but without the hood, they're very manageable. They fit in a real nice case. You just sling that around your back and you're good to go. Both of these lenses are gonna offer 5.5 stops of stabilization. Now, unlike other lenses where if you pair it with a body, the IBIS isn't gonna work in conjunction with each other, because IBIS is aggressively less effective at telephoto lengths. So that is one thing to keep in mind. Now, unlike our other RF lenses, we actually get no control ring on the lens, but our focus ring is actually programmable in the camera menu. So if you're shooting an automatic, and let's say you just love having that control ring feature, you can actually program this to a number of different items. Another thing that I do want to talk about is the compatibility with the teleconverters. So both of these lenses are going to be able to use the 2x and the 1.4x teleconverters for RF mount. That is insane. Now, you are going to lose 2 stops of light, obviously with the 2x, and then a stop of light with the 1.4, but already starting off at a low aperture, you're going to have a very fast lens. If you are already an owner of the 600 F4 version 3 EF, and the 400 version 3 EF. Optically, these are just about identical. You are gonna get a little bit better edge-to-edge sharpness just because of the mount design, so that is one thing to keep in mind. But there is a need for this in some certain situations where this would become ideal to have a native mount. Let's say you are the professional shooter, and let's say you're, traveling and you forget your adapter. Well, at that point, effectively, you're kind of screwed at that point. So it is nice to be able to just throw this in your bag and then be ready to shoot right off the bat. So like I mentioned, I've never shot with these lenses before, but very excited. So let's jump right into it.
Time stops when we're alone. You got my love, don't let it go. Feels like we're paper thin, one step away from caving in. When you're out where all the wild roams, and you're looking for a way back home, I'll be the light that only you can see. I'll be here when things go south. Figure it out. I'll be here when all gets lost. We can count on hope when there's rivers to cross. And I know our lives will always change, but our hearts forever stay the same. I'll be here when things go south. We can take our time just to figure it out.
All right, so we just got finished shooting at the Austin Zoo with the RF600 and the 400. And first things first, I just gotta tell you, this was probably by far one of the most fun shoots that we've had. I mean, what's not fun about it? We got tickets to come to the Austin Zoo. We got to see all these cool animals. And carrying around these lenses, the first thing I do want to talk about, they're manageable to carry around with you handheld without, like I said, a monopod, tripod, anything like that. They actually come with these really nice bags that you can just sling around your back. And I think that's the biggest thing that I do want to talk about, is that I was able to take these with me no problem. The 600 did get a little bit heavy when I was holding it up for an extended period of time, but just carrying it by the collar all day, no issue whatsoever. The autofocus system, I mean, out of this R5, it also paired with this autofocusing system inside this lens. It was very, very fast. And I'm talking about, I was shooting through a fence almost majority of the time. And it was like noticing to go past that and to go towards the animal. The animal eye detection, I was focusing on turtles, lions, tigers. I mean, it was tracking it the entire time, almost flawlessly. So that was really impressive to me. Now, one thing that I didn't mention earlier that I do want to tell you is that these are pre-production models. But even being pre-production models, the quality of them, they feel production. They are super solid externally. I could see how a professional is going to be using this. And honestly, yeah, great. And so you might be wondering, who is this lens for, or who are these lenses for? Well, these are gonna be for your hobby enthusiast, if you wanna get into that, but more importantly, they're for your professional shooters. So professional sports people, wildlife photographers. I mean, the quality that I was able to get, and I'm not trying to hype myself up, so don't roast me in the comments, but this is some Nat Geo type stuff. The actual images you're able to produce out of this lens, they were just phenomenal. Some of the crispest images that I've been able to produce by far. All right, so that's all I got to say about these lenses. Like I said, by far, most favorite shoot today was today with all the animals and these telephotos. If you are looking to pick them up at the time of recording this video, we don't have an exact date, but when they do get announced the shipping date, make sure you click the link below and support Precision Camera. And once again, everyone, like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you on our next video.